this video is going to be a little bit more of a discussion and practice into what's called wheel or upward bow pose. So if you haven't warmed up yet, we will go through a quick warm up. I will also put some videos that I can recommend to warm you up for this. And this myself is a pose that I'm just getting back into, so I just wanted to share that with you. Bodies change over time, all our bodies are different, so each one can have strengths. But wheelbarrow is kind of a full front body stretch, and you can use planks, bridges, or tabletop and reverse tabletop to warm up. So let's go ahead and inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to one direction, arms fall out to side. Bring it back to center. Exhale, twist the opposite direction. Inhale again. Exhale, back to that first side. And then one more. Inhale up. Exhale. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take the hands forward. You're gonna come to all fours. And here, just moving at your own pace, your own time. Find some cows and some cats. Press the toes for a stretch there. And inhale in your cow when you're ready to begin. And start to flow through your cows and your cats at your own pace and time. Flowing through 3 or 4 of the cows and cats. Pressing those hands into the floor. Come back to tabletop, find some crescent moons, which are some side to sides. So in your side to side, I'm gonna come at an angle so you can see what's happening here. Inhaling at center, the vision can look down at the floor. Exhale as the tail and the head go in the same direction to the side, maybe to the right. And bring it through center, inhale, exhale to the opposite side. So just continue that. Do maybe one more round. Return to center. And then we're going to go into downward dog. Hands go forward, feet press into earth. Take your downward dog. You do want to make sure that your body is warmed up before just flowing into wheel or upward bow. So I'll have some recommendations in the description if you're still feeling a little cold. We're going to float into plank pose. As the pose, we'll use some upper body strength, check in with the tail. And then float back into downward dog. And back into plank. One more downward dog. And come to plank. And down to belly. Okay. Let's welcome some cobra and lotus. So feet can be flat, arms at sides when you're ready. Inhale into cobra. Exhale as you stay in your cobra. Repeat and continue to breathe. That pelvis pressing into the mat. And relax, release. Let's do one more. When you're ready, rise back up into cobra. And this time we're going to go ahead and extend and lengthen the arms out to sides. And you're going to take the arms towards the back body. It's going to start to lift the chest. We're going to transition into our lotus. Option 2, lift the feet behind you. It's also a great prep for bow because typically we are on the bellies when we do it. And bring it all back down. We're going to go ahead and repeat our lotus. When you're ready, lift up through the crown, the chest, the arms. And then you can lift up the feet and legs. Gently release. Arms come forward. Press and roll down the mat into Balasana, a wide leg Balasana. Slowly rise. Bring the knees in the width of the hips. We're going to rise up off the heels. We're going to take a camel pose. Welcome the hands to the lower back. And find your camel. Round that front body. Bring it back, release, arms rise towards the ceiling. Anjali in front of heart. Take a moment, allow the tail to rest on the heels. So between locust and camel, that will already give you an idea of how your body is feeling and if it's prepared to flow into the bow or wheel pose. So we're gonna go ahead and take the hands forward, kick the feet up to the side, bring them around. We'll go into some other poses that will prepare and let you know. And you can stay in those variations or those poses if your body still needs a little more time to warm up. So I just want to be very cautious when doing anything that's going to be the full body, protecting and checking with your wrists, your feet, and of course your core and your spine. So you can take a moment. We're going to find some wrist circles here in either direction. And lift up one foot and find some ankle circles. And I have, just been working back, getting in and preparing for this pose also. So there's lots of things to also take into consideration. The legs, the thighs being in line with the hips, the knees not bowing out, although sometimes that happens in the start. So you want to be mindful of that and bring it back in. You could also have a spotter or your teacher or someone in person who can watch to help you check those things if you don't realize it. And also when you're rising up, you're going to really lift through the hips and the center. Sometimes you tend to put all the weight on the hands, so just be mindful of those things. So the first part, we're going to go into like a reverse plank. So fingertips will point in so that you're protecting your arms. It's going to open through the shoulders. The heels might be connected to the floor. Mine automatically want to flex the foot and the toes point away. Now lift up into a reverse plank. Lift through those hips, engage those glutes, and then slowly come back down. So that's option one, you can stay there. You can also bring the feet in, warm up with bow with a reverse tabletop. Fingertips pointed in, tail's gonna lift, feet connected to floor. Still engaging the glutes, allow that head to fall back. Check in with the knees. And then bring that back. And come back down. Check in with the wrists, the hands, the fingers. So the difference with going into a wheelbarrow is some people will go from standing and almost kind of transition and be kind of just float into that with the hands. Other people, my body, I tend to go from ground up. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. So it's just a check-in. So you have the arms kind of out. The arm, you'll notice, wants to still float back to lift up. And the hands do then still point in. So take your time. Whether you prefer to go into standing and drop back, That's up to you. For this one, like I said, I like to lower and lift. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the heels in close like I would a bridge. Bridge pose is when we have the hands underneath the tail or outside body and we lift up. So if you prefer to stay and do that, that's fine, to help the body prepare a little bit more before you go in. Or you have the option to start to take the arms back, fingertips, palms pressing into the earth. And so that is the wheel or upward bow. So it's always a pose that you can continue to work on. Like I said, feel your body. Notice how your spine is feeling before you go into that pose. I myself, when I make these videos, I'm doing a few at a time. So my body gets to warm up along the way, but just take your time. Don't forget to breathe. And notice I'm still working on, so I tend to use my head to take me up. You don't always have to do that. You want to make sure that you're not putting additional pressure on the body, that it doesn't have to. But it is a work in progress. As I said, I am still working through this pose myself. And so I look forward to sharing the journey with you as I also continue to grow and progress in this pose. But this video is more as a nice precautionary, and if you're someone like me who's working on it, because as teachers, we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, so it's nice to, be human, share about that. We also, me, other teachers that I know, and many teachers should be, we're always open to information from other teachers, from other practitioners. And so something that I do when I am using my head, kind of lifting my head up, I'm not putting all the pressure there. It's just kind of how I tend to flow into that pose myself. But it is nice to also gain instruction in person and in classes too. So I would love to hear how this particular practice goes for you. What are specific warm-ups that you like to do? Do you like to do this practice, or do you tend to have other stretches, like say you're a runner or in gymnastics or something that you like to use to prepare your body for this pose? And also, do you prefer to go down into it from a standing position, or do you like to rise from the ground and make your way up as I do? So super excited to hear your feedback for this one. Leave some comments and then we'll be back to flows and another video. Thank you, and I will see you next time.